Concerns about the situation in Venezuela are mounting. Inflation is out of control, projected to reach 1,000,000% by year's end. There is a severe shortage of food and medicine. More than 1,000,000 people have fled the country, desperate to survive. Meanwhile, the world watches and weighs its options. The U.S. has threatened military intervention, and today, Canada did not officially oppose such intervention when it decided not to sign a joint statement with a group of American nations known as the Lima Group. So, how should Canada proceed? Diego Arria is appearing before a House of Commons committee this week to brief MPs on the situation. Arria is a former Venezuelan politician. He served as the country's ambassador to the United Nations and served as president of the Security Council. He now lives in exile in New York after denouncing former President Hugo Chavez at the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. Diego Arria joins me now. Hi, Mr. Arria. Nice to see you.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, Ashish.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So you're here to testify before both the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs and the House Committee. What message do you bring with you?
You know, the issue is about the human rights situation in my country, which is an understatement of the situation. It's a monumental tragedy which we're going through in the country and outside the country. You know, it's an exodus of Venezuelans, about 4 million people in the last couple of years.
And so what specific concerns are you hoping to bring to their attention? Do you think, for example, that the government of Canada is paying enough attention, doing enough?
The Canadian government has been extremely strong in the support of our people to rescue our freedom. In fact, the foreign minister has been extremely clear in the meetings of the Organization of American States. And we hope that they will continue to support us because Canada has taken a very strong position regarding what they understand. We don't have a government. Venezuela has morphed into a narco state. So in order to evaluate our situation, you have to think in different terms. There's a gang of criminal gangs who have actually captured the country. This is the reality. So it is a very unusual case in international relations to have a group of people who control narco trafficking in charge of a country. We'll never be able to rescue our country on our own. We have a narco state. We have 60,000 Cubans in Venezuela, out of which a lot of them are agents. We have people from the FARC movement in Colombia. We have paramilitary armed by the government. So how can you expect a civilian population to rescue themselves if it is not with international cooperation?
Do you think it's going to require some kind of military intervention? And I ask not just because of President Trump's words, but the Lima Group recently signed something that Canada actually didn't end up signing on. It's agreeing that they wouldn't resort to military intervention.
Well, you know, the Lima Group has been very useful to us. But that statement, you know, probably I'm very sensitive when I read these kind of things because when I was in the Security Council, I saw so many papers asking the parties to talk, etc., dialogue. And meanwhile, in Bosnia, I saw 200,000 people being killed or massacred. I saw in Rwanda, where you have a famous Canadian general, Dallaire, 500,000 people, or in Cambodia or in Congo. So I was very affected by that. I thought that this statement actually opens the door to the regime to become even tougher because the message in certain ways, don't worry, we will not put a finger on you, and we will not be in agreement that nobody actually even threatens you. So I believe it didn't do any, it was not useful or helpful at all for us.